Before we dive right in, this will be the last and final time I mention this on my channel, and will not be repeated again in the future. Ever. Enjoy.
So that's against the rules, and you can't sit with us. Whatever. Those rules aren't real. They were real that day I wore a vest. Because that vest was disgusting. You can't sit with us! Fine. You can walk home, bitches.
That's where you're going, fat ass!
Disclaimer. This video is for educational and documentary purposes only. This video is in no way, shape, or form a rant. I also do not condone any witch hunting or harassment of any sort, such as trolling, etc. If you're watching this to send hate to said user, it's strongly advised against. This video may or may not also contain disturbing, scary, or violent content. Viewer discretion is advised. Hey pups! RP here, and today's video on Don't Be is about Pentagrin and stories. Why didn't I mention Atari? I'll get to that later. Believe it or not, Pentagrin was one of my favorite rant tubers, along with Junkie, Faghost, Icy Hazard, Indie Angelo, and the lizard victim in Satan Goat Mom's clutches, Spoctor Theory, now known as Spoctor Tech. And as a special bonus, I'll be doing a commentary / rant on Pentagrin's little, quote, PSA, unquote. And also look at Stories' idiocy too. Now grab a drink and a snack, sit back, relax, and let's dive into the dark abyss that is Pentagrin and stories. Pentagrin was a former DA rant tuber alongside Junkie, Spoctor, and many more, and was friends with the majority of them, and then she gravitated to an Art No Cease channel. Stories a little more on the storytime / art and animation memes of YouTube. Please correct me if I'm wrong. So what happened to them that made the YouTube overlords dunk their asses? Well, let me tell ya. A YouTuber named Just a Robot did a video regarding the stories is a controversy, and explains why Story is clearly lying about her age, and called it Pentagrin's idiocy upon the subject. To be honest, I never really cared about Stories or these Stories' 8 rumor, because Stories wasn't someone I subbed or watched on YouTube, let alone cared about. And as you would expect, Spider was never convinced that Stories was 8, and commented, "Thanks." Yeah, that's it. This enraged Pentagrin, thinking that Spoctor was against her in Stories. That night, the two plotted for 3 long months to take Spoctor down, and on April 18th, 2018, Pentagrin and Stories made the move. A mass majority of fans, including yours truly, have been under Pentagrin's spell. Everyone either spread the false rumors, attacked Spoctor, or simply sat back and watched others take action. Only one person defended Spoctor, and was called a pedal supporter. Not even Junkie wanted to be involved, due to how horrible the situation was. Of course, I was scared. Of course, I was scared, and felt as if it was a serious situation, and blindly joined the bandwagon, not knowing what was going to happen in the future, and unaware of how suspicious it all was. Spoctor made an apology a day or two later, and almost a week later, the commentary warrior, and Auto Mom herself, Pondersprocket, had proven all the allegations against Spoctor were indeed false. Also, correct me if I'm wrong on the timeline. This led to everyone that was involved to apologize, give Spoctor 100 times the support he had in the beginning, and to give Pentagrin and Stories their just desserts. All of this over Just a Robot's video, and Spoctor's 100% agreement to it. Pentagrin even said, and I quote, "Hey, we're gonna start complaining evidence against Spoctor." Oh god, about whom? His behavior recently? Or just a critical aspect? Did you see this shitty, "oh my god, Stories is an 8 video"? that was uploaded last night.
Welp, all this fighting for a 9-year-old?
Well, no. I'm just looking for any excuse to go for the throat. I've been waiting for a while.
Ah,
Currently trying to get screen caps from my buddy, who has proof of him being racist and transphobic. Pega will have a lot of dirt on him as well. Okay, just pointing this out. Pega Gamer really had nothing to do with all this, so that's been debunked several times.
however, the consequences of taking down one of the upcoming giants of DA isn't an easy task. Plus, people will view you as a drama seeker. I'll be happy to contribute with screenshots when I can. After her server downfall, he rarely talks to me anyways.
This is when I uploaded the original video.
My god, who the fuck cares of how fucking old a rancher is? This was 1 month ago when I made a video upon stories.
I couldn't tell if he was joking or not, but the good dude decided to confirm LMAO. I want to drag him down. Honestly, he's gotten away with a lot.
Be careful though, his fans are quite vicious.
Most of my fans are his fans. I don't give a shit, to be honest. If he handles it like he handles every other situation, he'll have a hiatus and not bother to address or acknowledge it. Holy hell, I'll do a damn good Pentagrin impression. Honestly, Pentagrin, sweetheart, baby doll, you dug your own hellhole and tried to drag all of us down with you and stories. But, of course, Ponder, GhostEXE, and PK Russell saved us all from the toxic virus of stupidity that is you and stories. And you know, Stories' mascot / avatar's personality fits her perfectly. I swear, you two must be twins. Because they're both fucking liars, they both hold grudges, they're both very mean, and not to mention they're both stupid AF. Now, remember when I said I wouldn't mention Atari? Well, here's why. When Digby posted his video regarding all the drama, he mentioned a theory that Atari was forced into the drama by both or either Stories and or Pentagrin, saying,
Yes, yes, my pretty. Spectre is a terrible person, and we shall get him, my pretty. And his little fan base, too.
That I 100% can believe, because Atari addressed the issue in the most mature manner possible. Unlike Stories and Pentagrin, who took off like a couple of yellow-bellied cowards. Stories has obviously been called out for a number of times, for Arceus who knows what. From her lying about her age and using a voice changer, to the Spectre drama. I don't have too much to say about Stories, but if you want to share your opinions about her in the comments, feel free to do so. Now then, on to the commentary. Be warned, I lose my shit in the commentary.
I want to set this straight right now. This is a serious video on a serious matter. I'm not joking, this isn't some sort of prank, and it's something that has deeply disturbed me and a lot of the people I associate with. This behaviour is unacceptable from anyone, regardless of their popularity, and I'm sickened to think that I used to associate with and defend this individual.
And I'm emotionally sickened and disgusted that I used to look up to you as a content creator, Pentagrin, and no one should do this Taurus crap you and Stories did because of one fluffing video.
Ew, Spectre disagreed with me, and Stories, he shall pay.
That was my impression of you, getting angry at Spectre. And it was a joke or a prank. You're right on two things for once, but it was nowhere near serious. It was you and Stories ruining an innocent young man's YouTube career. Now that is unacceptable.
This video isn't monetized because I think it's too gross to monopolize a matter like this. I don't want this to become some kind of circus where people come forward and start making allegations without evidence.
Too late. It was. 'Cause that was your damn goal.
Those people do more harm than good, especially by invalidating those who were personally involved.
And you think you're a fucking hero of the ranty community? You and Stories did 100 times more harm than good to not only Spectre, but to everyone else involved, your ex-friends and your ex-fans, and victims of sexual abuse. Hell, you did all this BS in the name of hurting others.
Because this is such a sensitive topic, I will be putting comments under review. I know people like to make jokes and make light of these kinds of situations, but I don't think it's appropriate to do that here. Spoctor, I know you're not going to watch this, because you've admitted enough times to me and other people that you don't watch any critical videos about yourself, which is incredibly ironic. But if this video stops one person from endangering themselves by talking to you, then it's done its job.
And if Ponders, Ghost DXCs, PK Russells, and many other videos, this one included, keeps people away from you so you and stories will not do harm to others because of your own stupidity and toxic behavior, then those videos have done their job.
I knew you were a pervert from the beginning. The alarm bell started ringing when you asked young children and those older than you to draw you porn for a competition. But I thought you had the sense and dignity to not go this far.
Dude. He said seductive, not porn. Ponder explained it a hell of a lot better than I would, so check out her video if you want to know the difference between the two. Plus, if I sit around explaining it, or trying to explain it myself, then we'd most likely be here all day long.
You like to pretend you're some autonomous force that can't be reckoned with, and I have to laugh because everyone knew you were gonna slip up eventually. I just wish you didn't slip in the worst way possible.
More hypocrisy and a pinch of foreshadowing of Pentagrin's future, everyone!
You like to act like a big man, but no big man sends nudes to someone who doesn't want them, someone who is already in a relationship, someone who's told you they're uncomfortable with the conversations you were having, and yet you still persisted to have those conversations.
Yeah, and no big man, or goat in your case, frames someone for one of the worst crimes in America. Also, if Spoctor did or does have selfie porn of himself, well, I'm gonna do what Just a Robot did and let Family Guy explain it. Take it away, Joe.
I'm sorry, Lois, but it's not that simple. When Chris sent that picture, he was technically distributing child pornography. I'm sorry, but this makes Chris a sex offender.
Oh my god!
You know who got in touch with me as well? Your ex. You know, your ex who you lied about on everyone's servers, making us ban them because you vaguely called them a blackmailer. You know what? You wouldn't need to worry about your ex blackmailing you if you weren't a fucking terrible partner to begin with.
And you wouldn't be a shitty person if you used fucking common sense and listened to what Jar said about stories as BS lies. And an ex-predator is a great source of info for a person's crimes without proof and solid or valid evidence. Not.
I had to apologise to them because I felt so guilty for banning them for doing nothing wrong but for hurting your fragile ego. I know someone's going to come out of the woodwork and criticise me for using private screenshots, which I understand is a bad move to make if you're doing this just to make someone look bad. But I believe this is a more serious matter that people need to be aware of.
Shh. Do you hear that, Pentagrin? That's the sound of you spewing out more delicious hypocrisy, people! You made Spoctor look bad because of the very crappy garbage you called valid proof. And that is why people criticize you for your assetry and your ignorance. Ignorance ain't bliss, people. It just ain't.
This isn't an isolated incident, because I know more than 7 people have had similar issues pertaining to Spoctor, and that's not okay. This isn't just some kid getting into an argument and wanting to shame one another. No, no, no. This is someone tactily preying on people and using their popularity to intimidate them into not saying anything.
So much hypocrisy coming from the scroll, it's making my brain bleed. Pentagrin, that is what you are doing. Using your popularity against Spoctor's to intimidate him into your submission.
It's non-contact sexual abuse in its rawest form. I also don't want to be the asshole who sits here and doesn't provide evidence and just expects you to believe me.
You are the literal definition of hypocrisy.
And the evidence that we've gathered just happens to be these screenshots.
Which is not solid proof against the claims you have against Spoctor.
So why am I involved if I haven't dealt with any of this firsthand? Because people who were emotionally manipulated by Spoctor have come to me asking for help. Regardless of how many subscribers I may have, I still share a lot of them with him, and I have to give these victims a voice.
my god. Okay, Pentagrin! You say all this bullpucky that Spawner did and say,
Oh, I had to give them a voice!
to which I say, 1, you're lying, 2, you're lying, and 3, you're lying! If he did any of the things that you claim, they would have come to you, Junkie, and the others, and sit him the fuck down, and did what the Brony Analysis community did to 2Critic Y2K. Also, 75% sure Stories made those fake screenshots, or Zex did. I'm not really sure. I am socially stupid, so please correct me if I am wrong.
I myself have had some very unsavoury run-ins with Spoctor, but the sexual abuse is paramount and should not be swept under the rug or overshadowed by petty things. You can still like his content. I don't want him to get a free pass to do this shit though, because he has more subscribers. He's already made it abundantly clear to a lot of us that he thinks he's better than us because of the amount of subscribers he has.
Maybe he was joking about it. Maybe he wasn't. You never asked.
Remember the way I managed to make you leave your own server, Spoctor, because I called you out on that? Yeah. I don't want people thinking that this is how relationships work. I don't want people thinking that this is acceptable in any circumstance.
Or you just want to make him look more like the Jake Paul / Logan Paul of the ranting community. Which, oh, I don't know, you fucking did?
I want to say it right now that I want nothing to do with him in the future. Once this video goes up, he's blocked on all my accounts, he's gone from my life. I want nothing to do with him or any of his close circle who will inevitably get involved.
And no one wants to deal with you now because of your BS and toxicity in the community. And because you started this bullshit yourself.
I know what he's like. He'll never admit anything publicly and he'll always want to save face. He'll start shit and then hide and face no consequences. I'm calling it now. He's going to go on a hiatus and not say anything about this.
And just like that, Pentagrin predicted her future after her little plan failed miserably.
I'm not a forgiving person, and as someone who has been sexually abused in my real life in the past, I have no remorse for what I'm saying now, because I know this shit can drastically alter your perception on what a relationship should be like. People shouldn't suffer in silence, people shouldn't be intimidated by someone just because they have a larger following than them. Because you know what? That following can turn on you in the blink of an eye.
That last part I will agree with. If you let your ego rise and take over you, your pedestal of greatness will crash and burn. And again, more foreshadowing of Pentagrin's future. And after this, I doubt she was abused because of the shitstorm she began.
I've warned Spoctor that his obsession for porn will bring him down, and you know what he said? He said he stopped caring.
Red flag, marked out sentence, someone's gonna be in timeout. Busted!
I think that says a lot about a person when they stop caring about the legality and repercussions of their actions, and it paints a very bleak picture of them. You want to know what I don't care about, Spoctor? I don't care about you.
You want to know what we don't care about, Pentagrin? We don't care about you! You and Stories dug your own graves, and everyone turned against you as PK Russell and Pontus Sprocket slayed you, and your fans and friends left you for dead. You came back to Twitter and DA, deleted your YouTube, ignored the Spock drama, and ran away like a fucking coward with Stories following you. Tails between your legs, and all. Alrighty people, what have we learned? Always use common sense, have solid proof and valid evidence, be fooled not by those who constantly lie and fool others who are easily fooled. Holding a grudge only leads to blind rage, toxicity to one's mind, heart and soul, and stupidity. And the big one, the most important one of all, don't be Pentagrin in Stories. Okie dokie. I apologize for the length of this video, but it was a lot of fun to make. Today's fan art is by Funimation 2002. And I know it's not drawn and blah blah blah, but it still counts because it's the thought that counts, guys. If you want your fan art featured, my social media is in the description below, as well as links to other videos involving the Pentagrin / Stories, exposed, drama, and whatnot. And that's all for now. I'll see you later, pups. This is RP reminding you to stay awesome, stay strong, and stay beautiful.